Noreen and welcome to my kitchen, and today we've got a special treat that we're whipping up that's appropriate for the 4th of July. Today I'm going to be making all-American red, white, and blue jam hand pies. These are really simple. They use ingredients that you already have on hand, and they are inspired by a new Keith Urban song that I am very excited to share with you. I'll be leaving lots of information in the links below, and let's go see how we make these all-American red, white, and blue jam hand pies. We're going to be making some all-American red, white, and blue jam hand pies. These are a perfect option if you're going to a 4th of July picnic or gathering. These are great to take because they're individual portions and servings, and everybody's going to love them. And I'm going to share with you my inspiration for making these. It might be a little bit different for you, but I am inspired by a new song by Keith Urban. It's called John Cougar, John Deere, and John 3:16. And if you haven't heard that song, I'm going to put a link below to where you can go and have a listen to it because it's really awesome. And it reminds me of growing up, and it just reminds me of my youth when things seemed to be a lot simpler. And sometimes I think we just really need to slow down. Our kids are enveloped in an electronic age, something that we were not when I was a kid. You know, we spent our summers running around outside, and we came home when Mom called, or we were informed to come home when the street lights came on.
I was on my bicycle from sunup to sundown.
Yeah, so everything is so different now, but these hand pies are something that reminds me of when I was a kid, and the 4th of July always brings a little something like that out in me. It's just a lot of nostalgia, and Keith Urban's new song does that too. So what we're going to need is, I actually have a double recipe here of my cream cheese pie crust, and I will leave a link in the information box below to where you can find that video as well. I may or may not use all this dough. I'm going for this demonstration, but I'll have some little flour here for when I roll that out. We're going to be filling this with just some jam, and that's what makes this recipe so beautiful. You don't have to make a special filling. You don't have to buy a special filling, because I know you all have jam in your cupboard or in your fridge, and that's what we're going to be using. Today for our red, we're going to be using strawberry jam. For our white, we're going to be using coconut curd, which you can buy at the grocery store. And for our blue, we're going to be using blueberry jam. I'm also going to be giving everything a bit of an egg wash, sprinkling with some crystal sugar for some crunch and some pretty, and that's it. This is super easy. You can make it fairly quickly, and if you're getting ready, like I said, to go to a 4th of July gathering, this is a great way to share with all the people that you love. So I'm going to go ahead and roll out my dough, and I'll be back when I'm done doing that. Alright, I have most of my hand pies all ready to go. I wanted to bring you back and show you how I put them together. Now, I did two different styles. The one that I think is the best is the one I'm going to show you now. The other I'll show you if you don't have this nifty little tool that I have. So you probably have all seen these, and they're pretty easy to come by. I'll put a link in the description box where you can get some. These are just little dumpling makers. I picked this set up at a yard sale and for $1. And I have 4 different sizes. This is the middle, the second to the smallest. I have one smaller, and I have 2 larger that are really like for meat pies or something like that. So the way this works is, on this side you cut, and on this side you make your little pie. So you set this on your dough, and you cut it out, and it gives you a circle the perfect size. And then you can re-roll that if you like. So then, and just take this little piece of dough, and I'm going to go ahead and use, I ran out of the other blueberry, so I have this really beautiful mixed berry jam. And I like to fold it over. Now, be careful not to put too much jam in there, because it will seep out during the baking process. I like to fold it over and press it. Now, you're supposed to be able to just press it together, but in a perfect world, that doesn't happen in real life. So you just fold it together, and it's going to crimp the edges and give you a nice little seal, and then you just lay it on your cookie sheet. And I'll make you another one.
So you can put all 3 flavors in one pie?
I did not put all 3 flavors in one pie. That would have been quite interesting.
Well, I mean, not too bad.
Strawberry. You want about a tablespoon of filling inside of each pie. And then, of course, you can make the pies as big or as small as you like. You can make these cookie-sized, and it'll take you half a forever to make them. But, you know, if you're feeding a crowd and you only want a cookie-sized filled little pastry, then go for it. And you can either just pull that off, that excess, or you can leave it there. And I'll make this last one. And if you see some flour like that, just kind of brush it off, because that will burn if you have it on the outside. Pardon me, honey. Just plop that right in the middle. And I like I said, I like to fold this over instead of hoping it's going to work if I do it inside this little crimper. And then fold it in. Give it a good press, and then ta-da, you've got your little hand pies. All right. Now, you can turn the camera. All right, I've got all of these little pies. They're so cute. They're ready, and you want to make sure that you put a couple of holes in the top, because if you don't, it's not going to be pretty. Just trust me on this one, okay? And here's the other way that you can make these. These are kind of big. And like I said, you can make them any size you like. But I just rolled it out. I cut it in some squares, and then I put the jam on one side, folded it over, crimped it around the edges with a little fork. So now I have a little bit of an egg wash here. I'm going to just go ahead and egg wash these. This is going to give them a really beautiful brown shine, and it's going to be really pretty. And then I'm going to sprinkle these off with a little crystal sugar, just for some more pretty and a little extra crunch. Okay, so I'm going to finish glazing these and sprinkling. I have my oven preheated to 350 degrees, and we're going to put these in there when we come back. Okay, these are going to go in the oven. Since I have two pans, I'm going to put them both in on different racks. This is usually how I set it up. I'm going to cook these for about 7 minutes, and then I'm going to switch them, and then I'm going to cook them for 7 to 8 more minutes. We'll be back when these are ready to come out of the oven. All right, these were in the oven for a total of 20 minutes, and they're beautiful. Look at that. Now, you are going to have some leakage, so do not despair. That's just one of those things that goes along with making a pie like this. When you make a filled little pie like this, you're always going to have a little leakage, but honestly, not too bad. Oh. Not too bad. And the reason that these leaked was my own personal fault.
There's still going to be plenty inside.
There is. They're going to be delicious, and you're going to love them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to let these sit on these baking sheets and cool, and then I'm going to plate them, and I'll bring you back, and I'll show you what they look like. I'll cut open each one, and I'll show you what these all-American red, white, and blue hand pies are going to look like when we get ready to enjoy them. Okay, so here we are. We've let our pies cool all the way, and I've plated them up nicely and just got you in the mood for the 4th of July. Aren't they pretty? I'm so excited to cut into these so you can see what they look like. And then I'm going to share with you some of the lyrics from this new Keith Urban song, because that's what inspired me to make these. And there's just one particular line that just screamed, you gotta make a pie. So I made hand pies. So let's cut into these. Here's a coconut one. There we go. Beautiful. You ready, honey?
Mm. That was good.
Mm. The pastry, I love that pastry. And many of you know, pie crust is not my strong suit. This cream cheese pie crust is awesome. So good. I have to try one of these coconut curd ones, though. You can see how nice it baked up. I only had a couple of them where the filling baked out and that's because I didn't seal them up properly. Want to try it? That's nice. It's like a little coconut cream pie. And all you have to do was pop it right in that dough. It's so good. Okay. So, I'll go ahead and put those there. The song that Keith Urban is brand new. I don't even think it has a video out yet, but I'm not sure. It's called John Cougar, John Deere, and John 3:16. And some of the lyrics, this is one of the lyrics that just kind of, I knew I had to make pie, right? So, it goes, I'm John Wayne, Superman, California. I'm Chris Christopherson, Sunday morning. I'm my mama and daddy singing along to Don McLean at the levee. Everybody knows what that is. Everybody my age knows what that is. That's American Pie. And that is like an anthem for a generation. But I love the chorus of the song. It says, I'm a child of a backseat freedom, baptized by rock and roll, Marilyn Monroe in the Garden of Eden, never grow up, never grow old. Just another rebel in the great wide open, on a boulevard of broken dreams. I learned everything I needed to know from John Cougar, John Deere, and John 3:16. And I absolutely love that. Because it really kind of encompasses all of those core American values that I hold dear, and I know many of you do too. So, without getting too sappy or reminiscent or sentimental, that is my recipe for all-American red, white, and blue jam hand pies. I think it's the perfect option to take to a barbecue. I hope that you give them a try. I hope that you have a fantastic 4th of July, and until next time, I'll see ya.